Hello everyone, this is Shweta. Welcome to this presentation. Today I'll be taking you through the classical cryptographic techniques, the early foundation of encryption that shaped the modern security system we rely on today. Even though these methods were created long before computer existed, they form the basics of many modern cryptographic ideas. Introduction to classical cryptography. Classical cryptography refers to the encryption techniques used before the computers came into picture. These methods rely on manual process and simple mathematical operations to convert readable text into coded messages. They are important because they introduced crucial concepts like substitution, transposition, keys, secrecy, integrity, and authentication. Many of these principles developed in these early techniques still influence modern encryption algorithms. Substitution cipher. Substitution ciphers replace letters or groups of letters with other letters, numbers, or symbols. The message length stays the same, but the meaning becomes unreadable. This category includes Caesar cipher, monoalphabetic cipher, Playfair cipher, and Wegener cipher. Each of them offers different security levels, with some easier and some harder to break. Caesar cipher. The Caesar cipher is one of the earliest and simplest cipher famously used by Julius Caesar. Here, each letter in the plaintext is shifted by a fixed number of positions. For example, with a shift of 3, A maps to B and B maps to E, C maps to F, and so on. Because there are only 25 possible shifts, it's extremely easy to break. Still, it can be an excellent starting point to understand the substitution methods. Next, monoalphabetic cipher. Monoalphabetic ciphers are like Caesar cipher, but instead of shifting all the letters uniformly, each letter is mapped to a completely different letter. For example, A maps to Q, and B to C, and M to T. Since the mapping is fixed throughout the message, frequency of the pattern remains. This makes it vulnerable to frequency analysis where common letters like E or T can be identified. Next, Wegener cipher. The Wegener cipher takes the security level higher by using a keyword. It applies different Caesar shifts depending on the letters of the keyword. This makes it a polyalphabetic cipher, meaning multiple substitutions alphabets are used. As a result, frequency analysis becomes much harder, though the cipher is still eventually breakable. Playfair cipher. The Playfair cipher encrypts pair of letters, also called digraphs, instead of single letters. It uses 5 into 5 matrix created by a keyword. Because it operates on pairs, breaking it becomes more complicated. This method was used in military communication and during the World Wars. Hill cipher. The Hill cipher is one of the first ciphers to use a linear algebra. It converts letters into numbers, groups them into blocks, and multiplies them with a key matrix. This introduced strong mathematical complexity, making relationships between plain text and ciphertext less obvious. However, if attackers get a few plain texts, ciphertext pairs, they can compute the key matrix, which its main weakness. Transposition cipher. Unlike substitution cipher, transposition cipher don't replaces letters, they are rearrange the order of existing letters in a systematic pattern. Two popular methods, rail fence cipher and columnar transposition cipher. When combined with substitution, these methods greatly strengthen their security. Rail fence cipher. The rail fence ciphers write the message in zigzag across multiple rows and trails and then reads the letter row by row. For example, with 3 rails, the message forms a zigzag pattern. The cipher text is produced by reading each row sequentially. It's simple, but without knowing the number of rails, the message could become difficult to decode. Columnar transposition cipher. In this method, you write a message in rows beneath the keyword. Then you arrange the column based on the alphabetical order of the keyword letters. Finally, you read the columns in new order to form a ciphertext. It's more complex than a rail fence, but still vulnerable if the keyword is short or enough ciphertext is available. The enduring legacy of classical cryptography. To conclude, the classical cryptography techniques may seem simple today, but they form the foundation of modern encryption. They introduce essential concepts like key algorithm, secrecy, and the idea of protecting information. So, thank you for watching this presentation. I hope this overview of classical cryptography helps you understand the origins and the evolutions of the secure communication. Thank you.